Hello everyone and welcome to my CS24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Curse of Oak Island. Dr. Ian Spooner says something special happened on island as he discusses water sampling. The Curse of Oak Island's geoscientist, Dr. Ian Spooner, has claimed in an interview that he's convinced something special happened on the island. The scientist also reiterated that the precious metals he and his colleagues Dr. Matt Lukeman and Dr. Fred Michel detected in the water are not naturally occurring and indicate human in-placed metal. Ian also teased that the Curse of Oak Island fans can look forward to significant discoveries during Season 12. He said a big revelation about water is coming this year. This week, Ian and Matt appeared on the J-Free 906 podcast with hosts Jeff Freeman and Tom Burns. They discussed their work on Oak Island in depth. Ian and Matt were reluctant to be drawn on their theories about who may have buried treasure and why. However, Ian was clear that they believed in a deposit of gold and silver in the Money Pit area, most likely in the Blob area near the garden shaft. The geoscientist first noticed deposits in the water samples back in 2020, toward the end of Season 8. By the way, Ian said the idea to test the water originally came from Rick Lagina. At the time, Ian famously declared that a dump truck worth of silver was waiting to be dug up. He explained that since then, the scientists have taken many more samples across the island and have refined and improved the process. Oak Island's Ian Spooner hints at breakthroughs in the hunt for the source of the water. Unfortunately, the water beneath Oak Island moves around a lot through numerous shafts, tunnels, cracks, and fissures, so Ian, Matt, and Fred's job is to find the source of the water with the high gold and silver content. If there's water with a high gold content in the Baby Blob area, that doesn't necessarily mean the treasure is buried there, because that water has likely traveled some distance. The guys have taken hundreds of samples from all over the island, but claim they only get high precious metal readings in the Money Pit area. This tells them two things. The metal isn't a natural feature and is most likely buried in the Money Pit area. Without giving anything away, Ian and Matt claimed they are making great strides toward finding the source and made a very important discovery this year. Dr. Ian Spooner stressed that the Curse of Oak Island is a big team effort. Ian gave a shout-out to Laird Niven, Emma Culligan, and the other archaeologists, who he said have been instrumental in uncovering the island's history and confirming that something incredible happened hundreds of years ago. He gave further shout-outs to the Choice drilling crew and surveyor Steve Guptill, metal detectorist Gary Drayton, historian Paul Troutman, and geologist Terry Matheson. Ian and Matt stressed that all team members were instrumental in uncovering the mystery, and he praised their intelligence and attention to detail. When it comes to the Curse of Oak Island, the real treasure might not always be gold, jewels, or Spanish coins. It could be knowledge. For 11 seasons, viewers have watched the Lagina brothers, Marty and Rick, chase after history's most stubborn mystery. Yet, amid the noise of metal detectors, the digging of massive caissons, and the endless theories from experts and treasure hunters alike, it is often the quiet voice of science that carries the most weight. And when Dr. Ian Spooner, the geologist-turned-resident truth-teller of Oak Island, stands before the cameras and says, "Something special happened here," the air on the island feels a little different. For years, Oak Island's legend has been wrapped in layers of folklore and skepticism. Was there truly a treasure buried in the infamous Money Pit, or has the island's swampy geology played a trick on every soul who dared dig too deep? Spooner's work, particularly his meticulous water sampling, has become one of the most credible lenses through which the team views the puzzle. Unlike a flashy artifact, water is invisible, flowing, and ancient. It remembers, and it whispers secrets about what once happened beneath the ground. A scientist among dreamers. When Spooner joined the show, many fans assumed his role would be that of a cautious academic who would debunk theories rather than encourage them. But Spooner is no ordinary scientist. He has the rare gift of grounding speculation without extinguishing excitement. His water sampling efforts, in particular, have been revolutionary for the dig. By examining the chemical composition of groundwater around key areas of the island, Spooner has been able to detect anomalies, elevated levels of silver, gold, and other trace elements that shouldn't be there naturally. His methods, though technical, are rooted in simplicity. Water passes through soil and rock, carrying with it microscopic hints of whatever lies buried below. If the water near the money pit contains high levels of precious metals, logic suggests that the metals aren't just a geologic coincidence. Something human, deliberate, and historical left its mark. This is where his haunting statement comes in. After one particularly revealing round of testing, Spooner looked at the team and told them, "Something special happened on this island. Not, maybe there's treasure, and not, this is unusual." No, he used the word special, and for a man of measured words that carried weight. The water's tale. Spooner's water samples have suggested a story beneath Oak Island's surface. One of his key findings showed anomalous concentrations of silver in the water around the money pit area. To a casual observer, this might seem unimpressive. After all, silver is a common metal. But in the geological context of Oak Island, silver doesn't simply appear in groundwater without cause. The implication was startling. Large deposits of silver, potentially from coins, bullion, or other objects of high purity, had once been buried deep underground. Over centuries, as groundwater seeped through the soil, tiny amounts of the metal dissolved and dispersed. The water was essentially carrying the fingerprint of treasure. Spooner didn't stop there. Other sampling efforts revealed traces of gold as well. To him, this suggested not just a random scattering of lost items, but the possibility of a significant deposit. "We're not talking about 1 or 2 coins," he explained. "We're talking about an event, a deposit of something valuable enough to change the chemistry of this island." That's when he reiterated the phrase that now lingers in the minds of Oak Island enthusiasts. Something special happened here. The swamp connection. The swamp, that murky centerpiece of Oak Island's mystery, has always been a source of speculation. Is it a natural formation or an engineered cover-up for a hidden deposit? Spooner's studies gave weight to the latter theory. By analyzing swamp water, he noticed unusual chemical patterns that aligned with the theory of human interference. At one point, he even suggested that the swamp may have been created deliberately, perhaps to conceal a ship or large cache of valuables. His data hinted at a man-made construct, soil, clay, and organic material that did not fit the profile of a naturally occurring wetland.